Hello everyone, so I wanted to share a card that I made. So I'm going to call this creating a card, and this is card number 1 that I'm doing. So I'm starting off with this gorgeous girl stamp, and she is called You Brought Me Love, and I've never used these stamps before and I thought they were so cute. So I used some of the MFT, and this one's black licorice. And now I'm coming in with some of my favorite color combos, which is E00 for the lightest shading of her skin, E11 just to give her some tint, and then the E13 I use it for the darkest part of my shading, and then R20 I go in with her cheeks, and usually if they have lips that's what I use too. So I'm going to go ahead and do some blending, and I want to give her some more of a realistic shading. So I'm just going only to some parts with that darker color. That would be like underneath her neck, under her hairline, and closest to the inside of her arms. And then I'm going to use a feathering technique, and this is just to blend it out better. And it took me a long time to get this down, but once you do it, it really does blend the colors very nicely. So I'm just going to keep on going back and forth till I get the desired look that I want and I get a really good shading. Next, for her hair, I went in with 3 different colors, and I'm starting to really like this combo. I use E31 as my lighter shade, and then for my medium tone, which gives it like a little bit of a warm color, is E23, and then for my darkest shading, I use E47. So I'm going to start off with the lightest one, go in with my medium, and then for the darker parts, I'm just going to kind of pull a little bit further, and I'm just going to slowly build in my color, doing little feathering strokes all the way towards the inside, and then just keep on going back and forth until you get the desired buildup that you like. For the back of her hair, I just decided to do that in a solid color just because that's naturally where the shading would be and you wouldn't have many various tones on the back of the neck. So I'm just kind of going in, doing the random spots of her little curls here, and then I'm going to go back in with the medium tone and then the lightest. And this one is just a little bit quicker because you don't need to do too much blending. Now I'm coming in with my colors. I use W00, W3, and W6. And this is going to be, sorry if you hear baby noises, this is going to be used for the bow, her dress, and for her stockings and boots. Now, originally I was going to do the dress in a pink, but when I went to go do it, yeah, it just didn't look so great. So because any kind of stamping can be usually fixed, what I did was, you'll see later, I take paper piecing and I just go over her dress and use that instead. So yeah, don't always discard your creations if they don't come out exactly how you want. Try and save it first, and that's exactly what I did. And then, yeah, so I'm starting off with the darkest part for my shading. And then I'm coming in with the W3 as my medium, and then the W00 for my lightest color. And then I'm just going to blend those out. So here is where the boo-boo happens. So I'm going to take some Recollections cardstock and stamp that out. And then as you can see, I'm doing some fussy cutting because she has some little strands of hair. And then I'm going to take my Memento marker and just kind of go along all the edges. And what I did was I colored that dress in a solid gray just to hide any little detail. So in case it was exposed, you wouldn't be able to see it. And I glued that down using some Tombow Mono Multi Glue. Next, I'm going to take some of my markers and just shade this dress so it looks natural and it doesn't look like it's out of place. To match that little red dress, I'm going in with my R24 and R39, and I'm just going to do her stockings and the little star that's on the side of her boots. Next, I'm taking this MFT Houndstooth, using some Stampin' Up! Soft Suede, and just inking up that stamp pad. I'm going to use some natural cardstock and just go along over that using a scratch piece of paper so I don't dirty up my hands even more than they already were. And now I'm going to reveal it, and it almost makes a perfect impression. And then I'm going to take the same color cardstock using my Swiss Dots, and this is by Cuttlebug, and I'm just running it through and going to make sure that I get some awesome texture on the back of this card. And I forgot to put it on camera, but I used some dies, and I used the Stitch Circles by MFT and then this Hiedi Swapp Bliss die. I've been trying to find the other ones, but the only ones that mine had were the Document and Bliss. So I've been really sad that I haven't been able to find as many. But I use the Bliss, running it through some of the gold cardstock, and I do that a few times just to make sure it cleans out, it cuts clean, sorry. And then just going to go ahead and pull it out of that die nice and gently. And I love gold paper right now. I don't know, I'm obsessed. So now it's time to start creating my card base. So I take some of that cardstock, go down making an A2 size card, and then I'm going to make sure that I crease that spine nicely. And now it's time to start building my card. So I'm putting that natural, this is the one that I use with the embossing folder, gluing that on. Coming in with the circle that I used from MFT. And now I'm going to use some Tombow Mono Multi to glue down that Bliss. And sorry it's off camera, but yeah, you pretty much get what I'm doing here. And then I'm just making sure that I have it in place, and then I'm going to press it down and hold it down for a few seconds because it is a raised surface. And then I pop my Gorjuss girl up on some foam tape, and I'm just going to place her down. Next, these are from Joann's, and they're I think like $1 for them, and they're beautiful. They're gold flat back pearls, and they're really metallic-y. So I added 3 to the left of her, and then I thought, you know, we need just a little bit more. So I take my Martha Stewart trio of butterflies and the gold paper, and I just punch out a whole bunch of them because I'm going to add them to my card. So as soon as I'm done, I just go along the side of her and I add 3 just to balance out the card visually. And now I'm all done with the outside. So I make my way into the inside and I just add 3 more onto there. And pretty much that completes the card for today. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, thanks everyone. Bye.